Alright y'all, so today I'm going to be talking about how will you know when you're ready to start your lock journey. When I first got my locks, I knew that I wanted locks straight away. Like, it wasn't maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I knew I wanted them, and I'm going to tell y'all why. So the first reason is really just because I was tired of my curls. Like, y'all seen how my curls look. They're cool, like they look nice, but I just got tired of them. I had curls my whole life, and really, it was just boring to me. Like, after a while, I just wanted to try something new. That's the first thing. And the second thing is just like natural hair maintenance. Like, I'm not gonna say that locks aren't any maintenance, which is far from the truth, but they're a little bit less maintenance than say curls. Like with curls, you gotta do a lot. You gotta spend like a lot of time in your hair every day. Whereas locks, you'll spend a couple minutes, maybe 10 minutes, depending on what you're doing, and you're ready to go. That was a big thing for me, like as far as getting ready to go to school, go to practice, whatever. When I had the curls, I wake up out of the bed with my hair just looking terrible, and I had to do a lot to make it look decent. And with locks, you just wake up, you might do one or two things, and they're ready to go. I also noticed that I tended to rock braids and two-strand twists all the time, and I was thinking, if I'm wearing all these protective styles all the time instead of my curls, I might as well just lock up and keep them that way. And that's what I did. But one thing you have to know before starting your lock journey is you gotta know what the journey is, how the journey's gonna be, and if you're ready for that journey. And from my first set of locks, I was not ready. I really didn't know what to expect, but after that, I kind of figured out what I needed to do and knew from that point on what I had to do. And the main thing about starting a lock journey is that you gotta be patient. You get your starter locks in, they look cool, but after a couple weeks, month in, 2 months in, they're not gonna look too good. The journey from starter locks to mature locks can be fun. Sometimes it can't be fun, but you gotta realize it's a journey at the end of the day. Some days you might wake up and your hair just looking frizzy and you got loose hair all over your hair. And that's okay, you just gotta deal with it. You gotta be ready to know that sometimes if you don't have a retwist, you might look a little homeless until your hair locks up. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know if I was ready for that. I didn't know if I was ready to deal with all the frizz and all the loose hair and stuff like that. But I had to realize that, like, I'm getting somewhere. Like, it's part of the process. You gotta realize that with your locks. You gotta realize that with life in general. Like, everything is a process. You ain't just gonna get started locks and then boom, your hair looks mature like you had them for 2 years. Like, it don't work like that. There's always a process and steps you gotta take to get to where you wanna be. And one more point I'll say is that if you don't know if you look good with locks, I'll say get two-strand twists, rock them for a whole month, see how you like them. Try different sizes of two-strand twists, maybe make the parts bigger, make the parts smaller. Decide whether you want a middle part or no parts. Decide if you want free forms or not. Those are all things you gotta think about before you go and get your first set of starter locks. I went in to get my first set of starter locks and really didn't know exactly what I wanted. So that's the main reason why I ended up combing those out so quick, because it just wasn't what I wanted. So know the size of the parts you want, know the shape of the parts you want, and just know about how many locks you think you want. And a good way to figure that out is to just go on TikTok, go on YouTube, and find people whose locks you actually like. A lot of people on TikTok, they'll tell you how many locks they have. So you see a guy or girl, you be like, oh, I like those locks. Save it, like screenshot if you have to, and go to your loctician and show them, this is what I want. I want something similar to this, so they know what you want. That's one thing I didn't do and I regret. I went into a loctician, didn't show them a picture, and I had to tell them what I wanted, and telling them isn't as good as showing them. You gotta be able to show your loctician, I want something similar to this, so they can recreate it. So those are some of the things that I recommend you know before you get starter locks, and that's how you know if you really want to get starter locks to begin with. So if y'all have any other tips, put them in the comment section, and if y'all have any questions for me, let me know. Peace out.